She needs an enforcer. She needs a brute that will wreck people if they wreck her.
The days of cheap shots are over because the Indiana Fever have recently upgraded from a developing roster to a team that has hired enforcers and sneakers. So guess what? That era of open season on Caitlin Clark is officially over. During her rookie season,
I feel like I'm getting hammered.
Greetings to the new Fever hires Howard, Natasha Cunningham. Sophie not only are Brianna Turner and Dana Bonner seasoned veterans, but they are also physically fearless and prepare to throw their weight around if someone even breathes too hard on Clark Angel. Carter, Ree Kennedy Wilson, Asia Jane Carrington, DJ Yes, you all might want to reconsider those harsh infractions, as you will now have to face the enforcer team in addition to Caitlin.
He needs an enforcer, and if it ain't gonna be me, Michelle Rappaport, like, where is Charlize Oakley? Doesn't her team have like a Zavaria McDaniels or a Rakisha Mahorn? She needs like a goon on her team, because when your star player that's bringing so much money, so much attention to the league, and it's a collective, it's a bunch of them, it's been brewing.
This was a statement that the Fever aren't satisfied with merely competing. They're aiming for domination and doing it while ensuring that their franchise player doesn't have to take the fall every time she crosses half court.
Sometimes you need one of those players on your team. You need one of those enforcers. Every good player, by the way. Every good player, every good team that is a super duper star. Most of the time have enforcer type play.
Let's go back in time and recall how Caitlin Clark's WNBA career actually began. She entered the court carrying the league's future in her arms and performed spectacularly, but rather than receiving an embrace, she was body-checked as if she owed someone money. Instead of basketball, it appeared that some players joined a hockey league.
Hot topic going on right now. Caitlin Clark says she got cheap shotted against the sky. I mean, throughout the season, she's been getting beat up. Hard screens, elbows, knocked down.
Furthermore, this wasn't a beginner treatment. The amount of physical abuse Clark endured verged on targeted harassment. In one game after another, she threw elbows to her ribs, arms across her neck, and hips, which unintentionally sent her flying. It didn't take long for the statistics to confirm our suspicions that 17% of all flagrant fouls in the league were committed against Caitlin Clark. That's not a stat line.
I see. They try so long to get respect for women's basketball, and then they treat it like a junior high school girl's locker room. Junior high school girl antics on the court.
Let's now discuss the Chicago Baddies. Please understand that Sky's full heel turn, delivering 80% of those egregious fouls against Clark, was not a defense, but rather a mission to scare, unsettle, and break her. Who led the charge? Angel? Naturally, it was Ree who joyfully transformed difficult fouls into highlight reels. Fans gasped as Ree abruptly threw Clark out on a drive, leaving pundits reeling. Clark stood up, straightened her ponytail, and calmly drained a three for the very...
Clark! Hammer!
Kennedy Carter then chose to turn a dead ball into a full-on shoulder check. The cameras captured it, and the fans went crazy. Clark again showed no drama or complaints, just the cool-headed focus of someone accustomed to being the target and still destroying defenses.
And Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul, which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Kennedy Carter.
And DJ Jane Carrington. Let's just say that she has never encountered a serious infraction that she didn't appreciate. The list of players attempting to discredit Clark is lengthy, but it's about to come to an end. You may recall that she once denied even putting her finger in Clark's eye.
When you went and kind of swatted at Caitlin, did you intend to hit her in the eye? And if so, could you just, or if not, either way, could you talk about what happened on that play?
I don't even know why I would intend to hit anybody in the eye. That doesn't even make sense to me. But no, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit her. So obviously it's never intentional. That's not even like the type of player that I am.
Since the Fever didn't want to leave its generational superstar bear that load by herself once more, they constructed a wall and called it Natasha, Sophie, Brianna, and...
It's going to be Caitlin Clark Flash Show. So it's going to be phenomenal playing with a point guard, like you said, that have a good vision on the court, because that's like as soon as she get the ball in her hand, she throwing it up because she already see the person down the court before she even get the ball in her hand. So that's one thing I love about her vision on the court. I really can't wait to catch all those passes and give her all the assists that she.
Let's begin with Natasha Howard, the defensive coordinator for this new Indiana regime. She is not only seasoned, but she is a 3-time WNBA champion, a former Defensive Player of the Year, a player who has played with legends, guarded MVPs, and never backs down. She is the kind of player who makes opponents reconsider trying anything shady the moment she steps onto the court next to Clark. There is a completely different vibe in the building, with Carrington's extra shove and Wilson's blindside screen.
The signing of Natasha Howard represents a massive step forward for the Indiana Fever and their quest for a championship. In Howard, the Fever gain a 3-time WNBA champion, a Defensive Player of the Year, an All-Star, and a veteran with more than 300 games played.
Howard is here to anchor the defense and give a straightforward warning to anyone with filthy fouls on their mind. She doesn't use subtlety. Instead, she uses blocks, boards, and the type of mean mug that makes even the bravest forwards back off. Try it, we dare you.
And we haven't yet touched upon what Howard does best: defend. Howard was named Defensive Player of the Year in 2019 and has finished in the top 10 of the Defensive Player of the Year voting 3 times in her career. Howard has averaged at least 1 block and 1 steal per game in each of her last 7 seasons. And that versatility is really what makes her a weapon on defense.
It's a completely different game now that fantasy is officially dead. Last season, Caitlin Clark took hit after hit, literally. Defenders targeted her carelessly, believing they could push her around without facing any real consequences. However, the Indiana Fever went out and got serious muscle this offseason, and Howard's arrival instantly changes everything. There are no more hard fouls without pushback, no more flagrant shots going unanswered, and when Clark steps onto the court, she has a certified enforcer next to her, a champion, a defensive powerhouse, and someone who demands respect the moment she checks in.
With a minimum of 25 games played, Natasha Howard was one of just 13 players to average 18 points per game. She was one of 16 players to average 7 rebounds per game. And the list of players to average both 18 and 7 last year, short and elite: A'ja Wilson, Brianna Stewart, Napheesa Collier, Brittany Griner, and yes, Natasha Howard.
However, Natasha Howard is a superb two-way player in addition to being an excellent thrower. She recently had a season in which she averaged 17.6 points, 6.7 rebounds, and nearly 3 assists per game. That's a lot of output. She also poses a serious danger from deep, providing the Fever with another floor spacer who can facilitate Boston's post dominance and Clark's magic. With more than 50 playoff games under her belt, Howard is the kind of dependable presence this team needs. Her impact extends beyond the box score. As a 3-time WNBA champion and a former Defensive Player of the Year, she understands what it takes to win at the greatest level and is bringing that mentality to a young Indiana team that is desperate for a championship.
But trust. We gotta make sure we trust each other. When we trust each other, we could go a long way. And that's one thing that, when everybody come back from playing whatever they doing and stuff and training before training camp start, that's when we need to start coming together and getting to know each other off the court instead of on the court. Because if you know your teammate off the court, it'd be easy when you on the court. So that's one thing we need to dig in more deeply is trusting each other.
And avoid misunderstandings. The message is clear. If you're coming for Caitlin Clark, you better be prepared for Natasha Howard. She's not just thrilled to be here. She's locked in. In her own words, "I'm excited to return to Indiana and bring my experience and toughness to the team. I want to help Caitlin and the Fever compete at the highest level. That's leadership. That's the purpose." And that's exactly what Indiana was missing.
I'm just so excited to be here. I'm from the Midwest, and so for me to kind of get back to my roots and be close to my family, I'm so excited. Like when I say that I am refreshed and I am motivated, and I just like kind of feel like my spark is back. Everyone thinks I've been feisty. You've not even seen the feisty side of me yet, so this should be really fun. But for me, I'm excited to be closer to home. I'm excited to deep dive into the community of Indiana. I've already met a lot of really cool people. I'm excited to inspire the next generation of young boys and girls around here, get to know the community more. But I promise you that I'm just ready to just like win. I'm ready to win. I'm ready for y'all to be there. But like I said, you guys haven't even seen feisty.
Let's now discuss another Fever player who is expected to make waves this season, Sophie Cunningham. If you felt like Indiana was being bullied the previous season, Cunningham is here to repay the favor. She is more than just a three-point shooter. She has the fortitude and toughness to defend herself when things get physical, and in the modern WNBA, that's what counts.
Caitlin Clark was getting hit a lot. She was getting hit a lot early, and they needed their Charles Oakley. You've got that in Sophie Cunningham.
Some people were surprised by Cunningham's signing because she was a member of the Phoenix Mercury, a team that many believed would try to sign her. However, Clark helped bring her to Indiana, so this wasn't an accident. Clark knows exactly what kind of players she needs by her side, and Cunningham brings the fire every night.
There are so many videos of Sophie Cunningham just starting brawls.
With Clark drawing double teams and Boston controlling the paint, she was an outstanding shooter from beyond the arc last season, hitting 37.8% from three. When Cunningham gets hot, she's unstoppable, and she'll be ready to cash in on the perimeter.
Play that you guys are playing here, that Stephanie is going to bring here. It's run and gun, it's shooters, it's emotion and offense, and so my eyes lit up like a Christmas tree. So.
With Clark drawing double teams and Boston controlling the paint, she was an outstanding shooter from beyond the arc last season, hitting 37.8% from three. When Cunningham gets hot, she's unstoppable, and she'll be ready to cash in on the perimeter.
A little bit sassy sometimes, which people don't like, but I love. My teammates always love. And to be honest, I spread the court. Like I can shoot the ball. And when you have playmakers who are quick, who are great passers with Kelsey Mitchell too, it lets them do their thing. And then the defense draws in and you're just ready to shoot. And so, I think that I'll bring a lot to this team. But at the end of the day, I want to be a good leader. I want to be a great teammate. I want to bring the culture piece and make sure our egos are put aside and that we're all in here to win. And I think that's going to be pretty easy with the group that we have.
Her numerals on paper, 8.4 points, although her 3.9 rebounds and 2.0 assists may not seem impressive. Her influence extends well beyond those numbers. She is the glue player, the agitator, the clutch shot taker, and she doesn't back down from anyone or fear the situation.
Length causes some issues sometimes. With the bigger people, I can get into their knees just because I kind of have that strength. But for me, I think that's an area where I could actually improve on. Like, it's funny to me that people are like, oh, she can play some defense. I'm like, oh, I struggle with that. I know Stephanie White's going to be on me about, getting better in that area. But for me, that's an exciting thing. A big shot is a great energizer. A great pass is a great energizer. But when you can get 3 stops in a row and you get the crowd into it and you frustrate the other team, like that's the toughest stuff that I like.
This edition modifies. We haven't even discussed the chemistry yet, but Cunningham's fiery leadership and Clark's composure under pressure make up the ideal combination of fire and ice. When Clark is trash-talked or gets hard-fouled, Cunningham will be the first one in the referee's ear and possibly in the opponent's face as well. Indiana's identity with Cunningham on the wing defenses can't collapse in the paint if they do, because she's punishing them from 3.
I learned so much out in Phoenix. I was really blessed to have some really great teammates. You get to learn from the GOAT, Diana Taurasi. You've had a lot of people going in and out of that program. They've won championships, and so there's just a lot to learn.
And Howard and Cunningham are fostering a culture together in addition to safeguarding Clark. A culture where the league's rising star is surrounded by teammates who won't let her get roughed up for being terrific, and where aggressive physical play is matched and not tolerated.
How are you feeling about being in Indiana and joining the team?
I'm really excited. I followed a lot of these players throughout their college careers and professional careers, so it's kind of like full circle moment to be on the same team with a lot of these players again.
Tell me what it was like that, what went into your decision to come here and join what's being built here at the theater?
I think that the front office and the staff just really had a vision in place, and I felt that I could really complement their vision.
If Natasha Howard is the muscle, then Brianna Turner, maybe the most underappreciated enforcer in the WNBA, is now playing for the Indiana Fever. With back-to-back all-defensive first-team selections in 2020 and 2021, Turner is the lockdown specialist. She has dedicated her career to stopping opponents and defending the paint like her life depends on it. She isn't showy, but she is incredibly effective. When Turner is waiting, opposing players think twice, pivot out, and pray because she isn't lurking close by. Currently, she is on Caitlin Clark's side.